everybody, Ben here. It's Wednesday, it's WIP Wednesday. So every week we get together and we have a look at all the magical hobby that you guys have been working on. So if you've been painting something for the first time in years, something you're really proud of, or just want to share what you're working on, do it. Send us an email at theboneheadpodcast@gmail.com. Put WIP Wednesday in the title if you can. It helps me try not to miss stuff. Sorry if I haven't got back to some of you who sent me some very cool emails. Stephen Knowles, looking at you. I'm a bit behind on my correspondence. So WIP Wednesday, every week we have a look at all the great hobby stuff out there. And I'm recording this a little bit earlier this week because Wednesday is my birthday. And normally I do it Tuesday or Wednesday afternoon, but I feel like I'm probably going to be a little bit busy, which is pretty cool. Anyway, before we have a look at what you guys have been working on this video, we're going to spoil the rest of the team logos for the Bonehead Championship and our upcoming YouTube show, 11 series on the pitch. Very excited for this. It's going to be really good fun. So I think most of the teams have been spoiled, or at least logo-wise, on the YouTube channel. So let's drop in the trailer and then we'll have a look at what you guys have been working on. Hopefully you are excited as well. Anyway, let's have a look at what we've been hobbying this week. Filthy Gorilla. Hey, here's another one of my teams. This one is my take on the Slan team. So this is pretty cool. Let's have a look and see if we can zoom in a bit. I have no idea what these models are, but I really like them. Okay, so that is a big frog dude. Is that a Slard from D&D? Are these perhaps D&D miniatures? What we've got in the background there? Is that necromantic? I don't know. There's some really cool miniatures kicking around here. So this Slan team is pretty sweet. I think that is a Slard. And I think this is some 3D printed goodness here. I love a good Slan team. You guys will know that. And this team is awesome. I am a bit creeped out by the eyes, Filthy Gorilla, but they are looking pretty cool. Thank you ever so much for sharing. I like colour coding the guys to make their positionals really easy, especially when it comes to Slam, because it can be a bit of an unfamiliar team. So looking really cool there. Right, what have we got here? Resident Dwarf, Graham. Hey Ben, I've not submitted here for a few weeks, but got plenty done, even though most of my work is at rough stages. Hey dude, just have a look at my hobby space. I did get couple of Blood Bowl teams finished, which is good, but it is mostly that sweet brown primer everywhere. Totally away from Blood Bowl, I refurbished a garden ornament. See attached using Games Workshop paint. Dude, that's fantastic. Enhance. There we go, look at that. That is brilliant. I've got to be honest with you, man. That's really lovely highlighting on the leaves. That is fantastic. Look, hobby skills. They actually are very useful in real life. Ian Triplow's been working on a bunch of stuff around his house. And it's just like, yep, hobby skills in action. That is wicked. Oh, this is wicked too. So, finished Acorn, the squirrel. Went for the gruesome version of Acorn with an ogre head as well. So Acorn is there collecting many things. Nice work with the flowers on the base as well. Looks really colourful. And I find that hilarious next to severed heads. Nice. Started work on a Fling Master Chef who can also double as a Bombardier mercenary to replace Cindy Pie Whistle. Yes, that is genius and a great way to use the mercenaries in Death Zone. We really need to get that competition on the go, actually. I need to talk to Ben, which I can do tomorrow. Sweet. Alright, I like this. Right, and more star players here. Started some bench warmers substitutes for the Halfling team, purple. Couple of Halflings for the human team, blue and white. We'll come to that in a second. Added flowers to my Halfling team. And almost finished my feeble attempt at creating a Rumbelow sheepskin. That's brilliant. Where's the goat from? That works perfectly. Rumbelow really needs a miniature. Is Rumbelow the last star in the book that doesn't have a model now? I think he might be. We've got Gretchen, we've got Skrull. Love Skrull. Yeah, awesome. Love the colour scheme on these guys as well, by the way. It's a solid purple with a bit of green. It works really well. And you've got the human dudes there. Nice work on the stripes. Oh, that's really lovely. Right, extra points there One, Death Roller in the background. Classic move. Love the custom tree man with Space Marine shoulder pads. And the team tray, that's 2 Games Workshop Warhammer like fantasy battle movement trays. That's brilliant. I'm sure that is. That's fantastic. Look, love the basing on these guys. The colour scheme's lovely. Beautiful work on the stripes, but that is some serious basing material, and I really love it. That is a really lovely team. It's not dwarves, but it's a really lovely team. Okay, made a start on the Necro team that I'll be selling once finished, and we'll be testing the waters in the world of commission painting. I started my Instagram page, Commissioner_Grumbaki. I will try and put the link in there. If I don't remember, please just pop it in the chat in the comments. I eagerly awaiting the reopening of my local gaming club so that my dwarf team, Barak Var Brukin, can start punching some greenskin elves or anything else that comes within punching distance. Take care, the resident dwarf, Borik Grumbaki. Fantastic. Thanks very much for sharing, Graham. Lovely teams, man. I need some teams doing, man. I might have to send some work your way because that is looking lovely. Oh, this is quite cool. What have we got here? Oh, it's Orchestra. This is the pond stuff. Right, we saw this starting, I think, a couple of weeks ago. Hey, Ben, really enjoyed the latest podcast and bizarre events that unfolded in your Fumble match. Yeah, had a great game with the Nobility against Ben's Were team. The Nobility represented. It was a really good match. I really enjoyed it anyway. That probably tells you won. Since completing the lizards, I'm now working on the Slan team from Grebo. No miniatures painted yet, but the bases are all prepared. Going for the pond look with lily pads for the frogs to stand on, various objects submerged in the water from bull, orc arms, skulls, shells, and even some tadpoles. After all, a regular supply of replacement frogs will be needed when they croak on the pitch. Yeah, having played a season of Slan very recently, you're going to need some spares. Excuse me. Posed 1 on a pin to represent how they look when it's finished. So these bases, are fantastic. Great work with the shells there. The ball, that arm. That is some top work. That is really cool. That's going to look fantastic on the pitch. Excellent commitment, Orchestra. I would expect nothing less. Oh, that's cool. I like these frog miniatures. I think they're really good. And those bases, yeah, absolutely superb. Clever work with the lily pads. Oh, they're cheeky 3D printed ones. Very cunning. That is going to look awesome. And talking of awesome, I think we've got our first giant of the week. So, Orchestra has been... Well, he's got tons of giants on the go now. Have we got a little textual update here? Also got some paint onto the Punga Bone Giant, but plenty of work to go there yet. Lovely shading on that guy already. Great work on the armour at the bottom. Looks really good. No, that's wicked. Gone for a 60mm base on that one. Can't go without it. Yeah, Punga miniatures are so good. It's just crazy good. And I love seeing your giants. Keep up the good work. Owen, aka Orchestra. Orchestra, always a pleasure. Ooh, these are cool trolls. Joel, I'm taking part in a painting competition where the participants have to paint a 1500 point army list in 7 months. Every month that's 250 points, plus or minus 10% with one Joker month. I've decided to paint a Troggoth army and send you some pictures of my trolls for the first 2 months. Joel, this is a brilliant way of doing it. This is a fantastic way of doing it. Right, in fact, I'm going to stop this 2 seconds. We've now got a ticker just for Joel here. So Joel, you're going to keep going with that AOS army. Mostly because these trolls are really nice. So these are rock gut stone Troggoths. No, just rock gut Troggoths? Yeah, they're stone trolls from old school Warhammer land. And you normally see them be blue with like white or pinky flesh. But the green tones here, that green and brown effect, makes them look really natural. Fantastic, absolutely fantastic. I love this dude here. Enhance. Great work on the skin. The teeth is fantastic, but that looks brilliant. These models are fantastic for Blood Bowl. We're running 2 of them in our Snotling team, but skin tone's lovely. The rock fade to the green skin as well is brilliant. The crystal work is superb as well. And is this just a fungus shaman? It is, isn't it? Just the fungus shaman. Can't remember what they're called. Madcap, don't know. Really lovely miniatures. Joel, I'm looking forward to seeing this army progress because it is already looking very cool. So that's what, 2 units of trolls now? 1, 2, 3 units of trolls and 2 wizard. Are you using that as Zarbag? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a troll missing somewhere. How many points is that? That's got to be 500 points at least. 500-600 points. So off to an absolutely fantastic start there, Joel. Keep up the superb work. Let's get that gone. Just save it for later. Right, and who's also working on an OWA team. Oh, look at the skin tones there as well. And that crisp white. Yes, this is brilliant, Joel. I take back everything I said about the trolls. Ignore the trolls. Focus on your Blood Bowl stuff because this is lovely. You're going to have to talk us how you got the crisp white on the helmet there because that looks superb. Joel, looking forward to seeing more of your stuff. Greetings from Switzerland, Joel. Joel, thank you ever so much for sharing. That's wicked. We've got some Skaven and some mutated goblins. This must be Underworld. It's Howard. Hey Ben, not had much time to paint over the last month, but did manage 2 minis at least. That is more than enough. And a lot of Bonehead podcasts to catch up on. Yeah, sorry about that. Anyway, I added some beads to the bases and also some mushrooms from my butchered snot sprues. Nice. Yeah, from the... actually just from the pump wagon. There's a ton of mushrooms on the pump wagon as well. First time working with fluorescent paint, so it took me a long time to figure this out. Very odd paint if you aren't used to it. I've never painted with fluorescent paint, but this finish is incredible. I'm okay with the colour scheme, but you should be. And I'll need to freehand a pattern on the armour. I think I'm going to go for the universal toxic waste symbol, which will be perfect with the yellow background, which makes thematic sense too. Anyway, at the current rate of 2 minis per month, I'll keep you updated. Keep on keeping on, Howard. Howard, this is looking great. Love the conversion work on both of them. Okay, extra arms. This guy's got horns as well. Absolutely superb. Need to get some 2 heads on the go, but the colour scheme is brilliant. Some lovely blending. I love the bright eye. The base is just toxic. And that pink is just offensive. It's brilliant. This team is going to be a real... it's going to really pop when it's finished. Nice green skin tones as well. Colours look solid. This is great. Howard, you need to get some more painting on the go because I want to see this team done. We've got more Skaven. This is fantastic. We've got Stu here. Hey Ben, today's WIP Wednesday inspired me to finally submit some of the Sevens teams I've been working on this year. Oh, he's got a Minotaur there. There's a Minotaur. Okay, Blood Tithe and yourself encouraged me to get a 3D printer after listening to one of your podcasts, and I've not looked back yet. 3D printers are great. They do add to the hobby pile just a little bit though. I've included pictures of my Dwarf and Skaven Sevens teams, the Shipwreck Smashers and the Red Leicester Lurkers, finished in March and April respectively. The lineups are based on your Sevens team's recommendations. Okay, so we've got Skaven up here first. Alright, what are we looking at with the Skaven then? I love these miniatures. This is brilliant. So this is the Cursed team. So you got on these real quick, didn't you? This is brilliant. So we've got 1-2 blitzers, a thrower with the cannon there, and a gutter runner. It's a fantastic way to run Skaven in Sevens. You get everything kind of that you want out of Skaven. The only option there is you're missing out on the Rat Ogre, but it's so expensive. It is a bit of a liability. It's worth it. This is a really solid package. Here's the big boy. Don't know where my one's gone. It's like in the pile somewhere. This is awesome. So this is the Zealot miniature, and you got it on a 32. I salute you, sir. That's cracking work, Stu. Finally, I've included pictures of my Zealot miniatures Juggernaut Minotaur to inspire you to rethink Minotaur Mondays. Do need to bring that back. I think I'm just going to use it for any kind of generic big guy as well. We'll just stick with it. This is awesome. This is a really lovely miniature. It is a massive piece of resin, but beautifully cast as well. So, and look, paint job is lovely. Love the bold red, and there's a lot of effort and there's a lot of detail in there as well. This is absolutely smashing. Really like that. Okay, and here's the Dwarf team. So these miniatures are fantastic and they're from Punga. So have we got the classic lovely work on the stripes before we move on, and the skin tones are absurdly good. Look at that. That's amazing. Dude looks like Leonidas, or at least his abs do anyway. That's really, really, really good. So I like your dwarfs. I have one slightly bigger. This is also the Punga miniatures Patreon, and this is the danger of 3D printers. So this team looks brilliant, wonderful basing, very thematic, very pirate dwarfy. What do we got? We've got Thrower, Slayer, and 2 Slayers and a Blitzer. That is a heck of a team. That's wicked. They're lovely miniatures as well, and you've done them absolute justice. Looks like a nice crisp print, but really good. Look at the work on that beard and the eye. This is awesome. Man, we've got some good stuff. This one, thank you. This is making my birthday WIP Wednesday pretty sweet. We've got another team. I've also included the work in progress for my Goblins team, which is mostly Punga, plus a Pogo and Doomdiver I scavenged from Thingiverse. Next up, a Chaos Dwarf team based on Artisan Guild models, and then the Crazy Frogs Slan team. So the Crazy Frogs team, pretty good. Be prepared to upscale your little frog dude. I've got an early print, and I didn't get a chance to kind of do a review on them. Really nice. So Goblins looking pretty sweet there. I'm excited to see the Doomdiver in the background take shape. And the Pogo are there. There's some good stuff on Thingiverse, but nothing comes close to Punga. And excellent work with the stalagmites. It's really committed to the bases there. Looking really cool. Thank you very much, Stu. He says, keep up the good work. Same back at you. Okie dokie. We've got Jesseth1, Jamie. Hey Ben, still working through my teams. Started working on the Elven Union team. Keep up the good work. Listen to your podcast and YouTube channel. Got me through my 12-hour shift. So I don't know what job you do, dude, but 12 hours is a long time. I'm glad. Thank you for listening to the content. Hopefully it's made you I don't know. Just I don't know. Hopefully enjoyable. Anyway, right. Elven Union. Ooh, interesting colour scheme. Green and yellow. Let me get my Packers mug out. Superb. Big fan of that colour scheme. And now looking wicked. And we've got some orcs and chaos in the background as well. Started work on the Elven Union team. Yeah, fantastic. How did you find building them? Because these, I think the Elven Union was the trickiest one I built. I did build it at like 1 in the morning though, because I got so excited about having the box early. I just started building and it was a bad idea. So there you go. Yours is built though, so I love it. I'm looking forward to seeing that one done. We've got some cool stuff here from Bill. Hey guys, I have 3 teams here I'm going to send you. Sold the North team. I used Chaos Marauder heads for the helmet. I based them off used the Chaos Marauder heads for the helmets. I based them off the Minnesota Vikings. I will come to the Orc team in a minute. This is looking really cool. So this has been where's the giant from? This is what, a second giant now? Second giant? Third giant? Second giant. Cool work on the Yeti there. That giant just steals the show for me. That is a D&D fire giant, I reckon. No, not fire giant, maybe just a frost giant. Anyway, looks really good. Love the paint scheme. The Vikings, I mean, I'm a Packers fan, but I appreciate the Vikings, except for the year where they had Brett Favre. That's not okay. But those heads, the Marauder heads, work brilliantly on those humans. Now the human team takes head swaps like no other. I've got some Puppets War heads for the team that was in 7 Super Series. They just pop straight on. Puppets War is a brilliant resource for head swaps as well if you don't have access to a very decent bits box like Bill does here. Team is really lovely. I know that I like the purple and yellow and that kind of beige grey works brilliantly. Really pops. Oh, look at that. That's awesome. Sold the North team. Oh man. Well, I hope you got a good price for it because that team looks fantastic. The catchers look awesome with those horned helmets. You know what? That is really good. I need to move on because that's exciting. Anyway, looks really cool, Bill. And I think, I feel like there was another one. I said my team is designed and coloured after the Browns. And I painted up the link so I can use them in 4K. So I haven't got that picture, Bill. You'll have to send in your Browns Orc team for next week. Or I could have looked ever so slightly ahead and we can see that Bill has shared his Browns Orc team right here. So absolutely excellent commitment to the scheme there. That is a really grungy orc brown. Works brilliantly. Really lovely highlighting on the edges there and some really nice shading. Like, excellent work on the brown. I love the little head swap over here. I think Bill's got a pretty decent bits box. That's an orc thrower that orc coaches would actually use. Really good. Really like that build. Absolutely sweet. Team looks great. Need a troll. Ah, you go, another little head there. 40k orc heads everywhere. I feel like Bill's got a pretty good selection and a pretty good collection of miniatures there. That's wicked. Okay, and we've got the Snotling team on the go here as well. So, yes. Excellent work on the pump wagon with the lookout post and the little grot head from 40k. That is brilliant. So that's the Noblar from Warhammer Fantasy from the ogre team with a 40k grot head. That is the best pump wagon I've seen in a while. That's a great conversion. Love the moss on this one here as well. This team is great. You do need some more trolls. Bill, you need trolls in your life. I didn't think I'd ever say that, but you do need some trolls in your life because I don't know, actually you don't. Snotlings are great. Pump wagons look wicked. Love that little conversion on the top there. The team comes together really, really nicely. And, oh, cool. Can't see the back of it, but it looks like he's chained someone to the pump wagon. Ah, that's brilliant. A little chaos shield as the wheel for that one. There you go. Look at that. That's brilliant. Like a goblin tied up at the back. You've got the Noblar head on there. Excellent. Pump wagons are just begging for lots of conversion, and you've just delivered there. Absolutely wicked. Next up, we've got some bits from David. Hey Ben, been muddling along trying other things after the Lizardman team. Managed to get my Sevens project going. A human Bright Crusaders mold that was on sale. Nice. The Griff model is a stand-in for a second Blitzer. And the ogre was on the workbench, so I did him in the same colour scheme. Always hated painting armour, so that's why I chose ivory as a colour. So why I chose ivory as a colour, I won't ever know. Any tips for smoothing out the colour without commuting to an airbrush? So painting ivory is tricky. We've seen a lot of teams do... there is actually a spider crawling on the camera. That is incredibly rude. Anyway, I don't know if that actually went across the screen. Sorry if it did. Not cool, bro. So we've seen some really lovely like New Orleans Saints paint schemes, and I think the trick is with sort of bright flat colours is you want that bright flat colour and then you don't shade the whole colour. So if you want it white, you paint it a light grey and do spot highlights and just shade the recesses as well. It's basically you want that whole colour to just be one whole colour. But the team looks wicked. The Bright Crusaders bits and bobs are a great way of differentiating the team. This Blitzer helmet's awesome. Is that Bright Crusaders? Because why did they not make more of that? That's awesome. I love the hair on the ogre. That is absolutely awesome. And I think did they bring spare bits for the Bright Crusaders ogre, or is that just you doing a bit of conversion work on it to put it off? Griff fits in brilliantly as a Blitzer. You know, everybody's got to start somewhere. Catchers are lovely. Team looks great. And the great thing about Sevens, nice work on the eye. Really nice work. The great thing about Sevens teams is because they're 7, 8, 9 players, you can do something different. You can do Bright Crusaders. You can try a different paint scheme. You can do conversions. And it's awesome to see. David, that's really cool to see. Thank you ever so much for sharing. Now, next up we've got Joe. Hello, and if I remember correctly from the last WIP, happy birthday with Penny. Happy returns to follow. Thanks very much, Joe. Appreciate it. Sending in my Finnish nobility team, the Wunderbar 1%. Nice. Did a little work on the lady's hair for variety, then couldn't be bothered for the rest of the team. That is fair. It's a pretty convoluted team. Also a head swap and some elf parts, so the ogre matches the team better. Looking forward to having a bit of a close look on that. Oh, clever. That is clever. Finally, Griff gets his own scheme as he can fit himself in with any of my squads. Thanks for the constant content. Do not know where you get your energy. Tea, my good sir. Mostly just tea, and the spider is still running around on the camera. Honestly. Right, so let's have a look at Joe's team here. Gotta love the blue and red colour scheme. That's a really lovely gold as well. I do love how much variety of skin tone we're seeing in the teams at the moment. But let's not beat around the bush. Let's have a look at that giant and some of the head swaps for the... cutting the pigtails off there with a little bit of the flick of the hair to the side. Works brilliantly. And looks like glued the pigtail to the back for a ponytail. That's brilliant work. That's good. Having those little variations is brilliant. But this is the bit here. So that is that the feather from the referee? There's elf bits from the referee and a great classic Games Workshop ogre head swap there with absolutely legitimately terrifying eyes. I think we found the thumbnail for this video. Absolutely brilliant eyes, but he looks very scary. Actually, he looks kind of like one of my old bosses, which is quite amusing. Oh, that is a clever thing to do with Griff's eagle. I'm assuming that's a reroll marker or something. Absolutely brilliant. Joe, love seeing this. Great team, and great to see some conversions on these teams. Ooh, that's some yellow, isn't it? Stefan, hey Ben, how you doing? Back in December, I got the new Blood Bowl 2, Blood Bowl Season 2, and stumbled over your YouTube channel looking for some tactics. Now you've got me all addicted to your videos and the game. Fantastic. So now I decided to support you guys on Patreon. Ah, thank you very much. Appreciate that. You are going to be busy the next couple of weeks helping us choose players and rosters for the new series. Due to COVID and home office, I started getting back into painting, so I wanted to share my goldtooth raiders with you. I'm still learning. I messed up a couple of times, but they are now so attached to my heart. I tried my best with the photos, but still figuring it out. Greetings from a German in Hong Kong, Stefan. Fantastic. If you got stuff wrong, it's not very easy to see what you got wrong. Lovely yellow. Great work on just recess shading. This is exactly the kind of thing I was talking about a minute ago when talking about flat areas of bright colour. So you can see what Stefan's done here is gone with a solid yellow, edge highlight, and recess shade only, and what you get is that brilliantly vibrant colour. Now I bet this took a good couple of coats of yellow, but the effect, I think, we got to look at the work on this pad. Okay, you can see solid colour, a bit of shading, a bit of edge highlighting, and it works really well. That is a mighty yellow that's going to pop on the pitch. Nice work on the bases as well. Great to see some texture, and look at the team because of that bold colour. It looks blooming great, and that's going to pop on the pitch, especially when you mixed in that blue for the troll. That's a really vibrant blue. Stands out. Awesome. And it's always, I love the little like helmets from other teams that you see scattered around some teams. I think it's brilliant. No, this is looking great. Hong Kong and Germany are lucky to have you, Stefan, and welcome to the hobby extreme, because this is awesome. Looking forward to seeing some more teams from you. Robin. Hello, I'm Robin, aka Digital Coma. I picked up the miniature painting and gaming hobby again after a long time away. I feel like that's just part of the hobby cycle. You take a break and you come back strong, as we're about to see. I picked up the complete army painter range of paints and 20 or so Games Workshop paints, including Contrast. I also got an older release of Blood Bowl and a 2020 version. Then I picked up second box of humans and orcs, one box of dwarves, and an ogre, nice. 2 troops or box of nurglings, trolls, the doom lords, 2 boxes of skaven, 1 box of necro, death zone, and a sevens pitch. I started, it came back strong, like I said. Started painting the orcs, aka Benny and the Jets, and Robin's Reavers, the human team. I printed a Blood Bowl pitch, and I'm working on a skaven printed pitch as well. Fantastic. Thank you for your podcast, it's awesome. I'll link some pictures. We've got some great pictures here from Robin, so where to start? Got an entire Blood Bowl pitch printed here, and I think we're seeing some texture applied. I actually really like the untextured version. It really reminds me of the first edition pitch. It's just so crisp and clear, but let's see if we can't get some of the teams, because Robin has gone to town, and I think we can see a big pile of goodies in a minute as well. And look, starting with a single colour for your team is a brilliant way to paint up the team really quickly, because once you add some shade, like some agrax or something, it kind of, you can blend those background areas that you're not too fussed about painting, because if you want to just paint them for the pitch, you can get this done in no time. This is how I've done the sevens teams before. And look at this. That is a box. That is a box. That is a pile of swag. There's some cool walls in the back there. Is that for a stadium? Nice. Absolutely nice. I love these little the little placards to go around it. Pile of dice, some teams. Robin, you're a one-person league. That's fantastic. All right, and I guess this is the Skaven pitch. Oh, that's clever. Using like crystals to be the markers for Is that crystals or is that bits of sprue? If that's bits of sprue, then like top work, but I think that might be crystals. Yeah, making like an underworld pitch. That's going to be awesome. Great work on the orc team there as well, and nice to see a game on the go. I do like this pitch. I do like the pitch. I know it's like, it just looks classic. It just looks classic. And we got some bits here from Mark. Hey Ben, been enjoying your YouTube output and thought I'd chip in with a couple of conversions. Fantastic, thank you for sharing. Very slowly easing my way back into the hobby. Now my daughter has turned 1 and sleep is a thing again. I feel like I've got a couple of years before I have to experience that. Hagflem is a mix of several Shadespire Skaven, which I'll probably never play, so happy to butcher them for bits. Yeah, I've got a pile of Underworld teams that I will probably never use. Helmet Wolf, which we've got here. This is Helmet Wolf. Let's see if we can zoom out a bit. Oh, that was the opposite of zooming out. There we go. This is a very cool conversion. Okay, it's a 40k cultist with wolfy accessories and, of course, a large chopper. So that is cultist with heavy stubber, with a chainsaw instead of the barrel of the gun, which is itself genius, and some space wolf bits there. So you've got the necklace there. I imagine there's a more tough word for necklace, and honestly, the Space Wolf like armor pads and stuff like that, if you get access to a bits box site, pile up, because they make great additions to Blood Bowl players, because it's just very cool. So this is the mixture of several players from the Underworlds team. Now let me rephrase that. Several warriors from the Shadespire Warband, and it's a great way to do it. So you've got cheeky 2 heads, extra arms, Hagflem, and Hagflem is kind of ubiquitous these days, so really cool miniature there. And what have we got next? We've got that's the choppy dude, and then this one here. So Bryce Campbell is a Lord of the Rings white. I used to use as a white on my Necro team, but converted him up since they went boom. Yeah. Figured 2 chains is better than 1. Absolutely. This is a very cool conversion. Oh, it's one of the kings from the Lord of the Rings. No, wicked. And I just, honestly, putting chainsaws on everything is just such a solid modelling opportunity. I do really like that Hagflem thing. I think that's a great bit of conversion. Well, these are fantastic. I'm looking forward to seeing these painted up, because that is looking real cool. Take care and keep up the good work. I hope to be across the table from you sometime in the future. That would be wicked. Mark, if you were ever near Pool or Hive, please just let us know. The spider is still going, running around on the camera, so I am sorry if he's actually on the front bit. Anyway, I feel like we've seen some of this work before. Emma. Hey Ben, I hope you're doing well. Really enjoying your content and look forward to seeing the teams that you've painted. Did you say 2 in a day? I finished 2. It took more than a day to paint, but they're finished. And how many have we got now? That team's done, that team's nearly done, that team's nearly done, that team's done. And I forgot what the other team is. Oh yeah, that team isn't done. Oh, I've got some work to do. Here's my finished reroll board to match the score from last week. It's currently displaying the amount of rerolls I always have after turn 2 while running my ogres. Print from KL Printing Emporium. Sculpt is Kraken. This is really cool. So we saw some of your Kraken work last time. Lovely work on the wood texture. I think I don't know however you shaded it, but it's brilliant. Bold colours there on the white. Home and away rerolls, 0 rerolls. Yeah, 2020 is a dangerous place for ogres, because if the rerolls work, the big plays are there. I love ogres. Did the formations video last week, and I had to crack out a couple of games on Blood Bowl 2 just to get the feel of it. And such a strong team, and I think they got much better in 2020 as well. And after reading the Imperial Nobility lore in Spike 12, I got motivated to paint my team from the box set. This is what I love about the Spike magazines. Bye-bye, Spider. He's running down the cable now. You've got that. The bit I really love is where they've got that one page where there's 4 different teams of lore as well. I find that so inspirational. Von Greed's boys will hopefully be taking the field in the near future. I've decided to colour code the feathers, as I had a terrible time figuring out who's who while playing. Yes. Very much yes. Lots of yeses. Team colour purple, lineman blue, bodyguard green, blitzer red, and as we all know, the throwers are far too vain to need a colour. Obviously everyone knows who they are. Absolutely. Thanks again for the crazy amount of content you produce. Where do you get the time? just make the most of what we've got. Anyway, this is very cool, but this is very, very, very cool. Excellent work there on the gold. That is some serious gold. I think we've got a pair of players here as well. Love the bright gold, and I love the color coding to make it all work. That is a really vibrant color set. I think we'd go with purple, blue, and white with the gold. Von Greed's boys. You know, nobility are supposed to be about luxury and decadence. They're almost Slanesh, and it's just wicked. This team is going to look fantastic on the pitch. You've got the scheme exactly right. Absolutely wicked. Looking forward to seeing that whole team done and dusted. Yeah, brilliant. The color coding is almost you've got to do it. The only thing I've seen people do different is head swaps with the blitzers, so they kind of stand out because they are really good. I've been loving running those blitzers. Blitzers are just superstars because they're 6 SPP away from becoming blodgers, and then you just start piling on the win. It's brilliant. It's like if Charlie Sheen played Blood Bowl. Jamie, hey, thank you for all the great content you put out. Thanks very much. It's much appreciated. I've just come back to the hobby properly in the last couple of months after decades. Very excited about Blood Bowl 2020. I spent way too long on these 2 Skaven. You can't spend too much time, and no miniature is ever actually truly finished as well. Lots of mistakes were made along the way, but I think I learned a lot, and hopefully their teammates will be a lot quicker to deal with now that I've got a better idea of what I'm doing, and I need to speed up to make sure I can play them at Beachhead Bowl. Jamie, fantastic. They're the first minis I've really properly tackled in about 25 years, so small victories. Dude, they look great. This is wonderful. I love this scheme as well. The dark teal with the kind of red and pink, it just looks brilliant. It just looks really classic, and I love it. Great work on the basing as well. Gone with the old tufts there. No, scheme looks great. I don't think you spent too much time. I think you spent the appropriate amount of time. Good highlighting on that red as well. Team is going to look great. Are you going Rat Ogre? What's your Rat Ogre of choice? Are you going to use the Punga one? Are you going to go Games Workshop? There's a ton of great miniatures out there. Cool, Jamie, really good. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. I buzzed to see you at Beachhead next year, but also great to see the team taking shape. This is wonderful. Here we go, Rob. Hey Ben, hope you're well, and all out there watching in the Blood Bowl community, do enjoy these WIP Wednesdays. Great inspiration, although my wallet hides away when I watch it. Seeing possible new minis to add to the already pile of plastic. It's the conversions you guys do. It drives me crazy. I'm like, those head swaps, like the blooming Marauder heads earlier on the human team. I'm like, yeah, that's a great way to do Norse. Honestly, don't need more human teams. Slowly getting closer to playing some Blood Bowl, and it just so happens that my Snotling team are all set to head out to the line of scrimmage before being tossed back to the sidelines, no doubt. Waiting for the Bretonians. Quest of the Holy touchdown team to come in the post from a Kickstarter restock. Till then, I'm working on a display team for my halflings, the hodgepodge villains I sent in the other week. Wicked. But this is just one of my favourite things we've seen all year. I love team trays. I think it's clever, but the commitment here is awesome, and great freehand work on the team logo as well, getting it in there with the billboards in the background, and I just love it. I love everything about this. The team is brilliant, and look at that with the colour, where you can kind of colour the basing to go with the tray. It's just brilliant, and I do love the work on the hoppers as well. Team looks fantastic. Absolutely awesome, Rob, and these are brilliant too. We've got another pump wagon conversion and a ton of colours on this guy as well. Just brilliant. I really like that. I really like to see the teams come together. Okie dokie, we've got Kevin. Here we go. What have we got from Kevin? We can see some gribbly bits. Ooh, and a kind of dragon as well. Nice. Hey, hope you're having a good week. Very good week. Thank you ever so much. I spent the last week finishing off my human team with a couple of blitzers from Woo Foo Workshop. Started on my Black Orcs and finished off my Maw Crusher. I'd like to have a special rule that on a 6 he lands and KOs anything within a square of him, but might be OP. Depends how well you roll. So, straight away, Kevin, let's just say I love the sneaky placement of these massive miniatures in the background. Is that knight in the corner there? Oh, lovely. Anyway, Black Orc is looking great. Nice grungy scheme. Look at that. That's RNE Studio. from Wufu Workshop. Yeah, but I think that's the R&E Studio ones, isn't it? Looks great, and the gore. Putting the blood in Blood Bowl there, committed. I love this one. So I'm really excited for the Norba Kickstarter to land, because their knights are fantastic. They're not quite as heavily armoured as these ones, but just that Crusader helmet vibe is missing from Blood Bowl. I love the nobility team. I've really come to love the nobility team a lot, but they're not Bretonnians. I think there's still space for a Bretonnian kind of team. In fact, there's a ton they can do, but these guys are brilliant. And look at this, the Maw Crusher. Blood Bowl does not have enough dragons, in my opinion, and this is lovely. How's the rest of the army looking? Because I love that black and gold dragon scheme. Yeah, really cool, absolutely brilliant. Love the AOS stuff. Interesting news coming out of it this week that they're getting a new edition soon, so definitely one to watch because it might pull me back in. That's awesome. Thank you ever so much for sharing. We got Rob. Hey Ben, love your material. Keep it coming, mate. Thank you very much. Need to let you know I've utilised your defensive setups advice to hold out 2 draws so far, running my undead team. Originally painted in 1995. Awesome. In the latest ACT Blood Bowl League season that started in March at Canberra, Australia. Awesome. That's great to hear. As Canberra hasn't had locally transmitted COVID cases in almost 300 days, our whole city only had 124 cases. Meeting up in games cafes for matches has been on for a while. That must be really nice. And you know what? We're going to start seeing that crop up in the UK soon as well, which is brilliant. Let's just hope everyone can do it safely, and we don't need to close the country again and make me move my wedding again. I honestly can't relate to how everyone else in the rest of the world is suffering. It makes me really appreciate Australia as the lucky country, even when it's on fire or we're dodging brown snakes and redbacks. Yeah, I feel like there's pros and cons to everywhere you live. I know you already shared a pink theme team. Absolutely, Tropic Thunder was the best name for that one. Yeah, I love that. But here's my BB 2020 Black Orcs so far. I'm loving the bold colours here. The current working name is the treemen sodas. To differentiate between the 6 Black Orcs, I've used 3 primary and 3 secondary colours on the base, edge and left pauldron. As they skill up, I'll be able to tell them apart. That is clever. That is clever. Right, let's see if we can zoom out a little bit and get the whole team. No, the whole team of Black Orcs on there as well. I love this vibrant pink that people are going through at the moment, but your idea of using different coloured shoulder pads to differentiate your players is really clever, because you're kind of going to get used to them. The next level is to put kill markings on them and stuff. Ooh, I like that. I think we'll have to do that for the YouTube channel when we do casualties and stuff. We'll have to put little kill markings on the players as we go along. But no, really good idea, having the silver plated guy and just brewing them up, building up that franchise and building up those players. Strong combo, and it gets to play with those primary colours. Yeah, like the green base one, the blue base one. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. That is a chunky troll. I love to see the troll in the Black Orc team as well. It does a lot of good work. That one-turn touchdown angle is incredibly underrated. Obviously ways to go, proper flocking and some highlights, but I'm happy with the colour scheme you should be and how it will look during games. It's going to pop. Any other name suggestions out there? I like the cream and sodas. Please keep it up, stay safe and healthy, and may Nuffle bring you all back to regular tabletop and everyday life soon. Thank you for your dedication to this fantastic game. More blocking is more better, Rob C. Rob C, thank you. More hobby is more better. Massively appreciate you sharing. Team looks great. I like the cream and sodas, but I don't change it. It's perfect. Team looks great. Absolutely great. Love the colour scheme. Just wicked. Okay, we've got some Harley stuff here. Hey Bonehead, some new progress on my Blood Bowl journey. The elf team should be finished next week, but here we've got the referee and some tokens. My friend hates elves, so I had to paint it up for him. About our 4 players league, orcs are 3-0-1, halflings are 0-2, third match going on at the moment, dwarves 0-2, third match ongoing, pro elves him or them 3-0-1, so orcs and pro elves top of the charts. During the game against the orcs, Willow neutered the troll during the first half. She powed him but failed to pierce his armour. She died during her last blitz, turn 8. Ah, Willow. At the end of the first half, Orcs led 1-0, but still had 11 players. That's massive for an elf team. In the second half, I scored in 2 turns. Then at the bottom of turn 4, turned over the ball, made his ball carrier fall thanks to tackle zones, no more rerolls on both sides, 2 squares before my end zone, got the ball, and TD in TD 3 turns later. Orcs team was dispersed, so easy to go through their line. Thank you again for your insight and tips. Nice. So managed to get the win there against the Orcs, and Willow did some work. In the meantime, we've got a wicked referee there. Great work on the lines. Lines are tricky. Excellent work, and I love the writing on the scroll as well. Really cool, and what a vibrant scheme. I'm loving all this, like I don't know, I guess it's like 80s synthwave painting. It's just kind of how Blood Bowl was when it first came out, and it's a colour scheme that fits really well. Harley, thank you very much for sharing. Kevin, the death roller for the Dwarf Giants is assembled, just base work and some markings to do. Finished up the team tokens too. Warm regards, Kevin. Kevin, love the tokens, but I really love the death roller. That is a massive miniature, isn't it? I love the smushed goblin on the bottom, but excellent work on this big piece. I like the colour scheme. I think it works really well. And it's just a shame he's going to get sent off the pitch. I like the sneaky orcs in the background there as well. Nice bold colour scheme going on there. But no, really great work on the death roller. Good edge highlighting there as well, and nice work on the moustache. Absolutely top draw. A little necromancer in the background as well. I love seeing people's hobbies desks. It's just cool to see all the little projects that we've got going on. Israel, this is going to be our last one for today, so sorry if I've missed you off or just had to cut it short a bit early. Hey Ben, hope I was able to send this in before WIP Wednesday. I've been painting this for a friend, so not sure where the sculpts are from. They are, oh gosh, come on, crossed lances. That's it, Ben. Crossed lances. Patreon does a ton of stuff. Got a Kickstarter on the go at the moment, actually. He was telling me they double up as halflings, dwarves, and goblins. They do. It's a really clever way of doing it. Hope to have them done by next week. Just going to have to go over a couple more positionals and extras like wizard, cook, fans, etc. Love the show. Really inspires me to keep painting and hope to get as good as some of the people I've seen on here. This is awesome. Okay, where to start? Beautifully bold colours. Love the basing. I love the work on the treemen. These treemen are brilliant. Extra good little moss bits as well. This is I know that it's kind of cartoony, but I think if the team works brilliantly, and the woad face markings is brilliant. Look at that. That's awesome. Great work on the eyes as well. That's the tricky thing with these miniatures, is because they've got such large eyes, you have to do the pupils and stuff. You don't have to, but you kind of have to. And you've done a superb job. I love the face paint. That's brilliant. And nice work on the beard on this little guy as well. And the team is brilliant because you've got those different positionals. You can use them for lots of different teams. Like, I think this is the death roller riding around on a barrel there, which, you know, can't knock. Where's the picture with the whole team? What's the best angle to get this out on here? Because you've got the death roller there. You've got the pot guys there, which are normally the angry ones. I think they're like the slayers, and you've got the blitzers and stuff. It's just a really clever way to do it, and I love the cross lances stuff. I know it's quite cartoony, but it's always executed really well. So Israel, I'm looking forward to seeing the rest of that. Anyway, folks, I'm going to wrap up for today. Sorry it's recorded a little bit earlier this week, but I'm hoping you're having a great WIP Wednesday. Anyway, thank you so much for sharing. Please do share what you're working on, whether it's 40k, dystopian wars, anything. Share it with us, because actually we're all in this together, and more hobby is more better, to be honest with you. Anyway, I'm going to disappear, and have a nice birthday, and I'll see you guys soon for some more Blood Bowl content. Happy painting. Thanks very much for watching. We really appreciate your support. If you want to support the show even further, please like and subscribe. It really helps us out. Or come and join us in our Patreon, link below, where you get early access to our content and monthly competitions. See you later.